Join the 6-Dot revolution. The 6-Dot Braille Label Maker has everything you need to make high-quality Braille labels in only seconds. Powerful but simple, the 6-Dot ergonomic design makes it easy to label practically anything. Throw this 6-Dot Braille Label Maker in your bag and start labeling your world. For more information, visit logantech.com. After 25 years of the Americans with Disabilities Act, is it still 70% unemployment amongst the blind? Allow me to introduce you to Blink. We're here to make history and change the world by raising the bar and shaping statistics.
So I'm still in my office and I'm using a different mic. I'm actually using the Electro Voice RE320, my favorite mic, which is a dynamic mic. And I'm trying to impress the audio guys. We're actually releasing a couple of audio series that's going to be amazing. So I'm thinking about this question, which is, what's your passion in life? You know, what's your passion for the blindness community? And that's a question that I've been asking everyone that I know for as long as I've been blind. So 9 years, I've always wanted to know, what's your passion in life? Because that's one of the things that drives you when you're wanting to go somewhere or do something or be something. Here it is, Passions by the Blink Fedora Outlier Future Associates.
Amanda Berkeley.
I graduated in May with my master's degree in management and leadership, and the focus of that has been international business, most specifically Asian cultures. So I told my mom when I started my master's degree, when I grow up, I want to be a culturalist. And she said, what the hell is that? I was like, well, it's one of those people like when Tim Cook says, all right, I'm going to go to China and I'm going to go meet with the people who manufacture the XYZ part of our iPhones. I can go to Tim Cook and say, dear Mr. Cook, here's what you need to know about going to China. Don't put your chopsticks straight up and down in your food because that's a sign of disrespect. Don't eat rare meat because that's considered barbaric. And make sure you check about who you're doing work with because otherwise you could easily get popped for violating the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. And we all know Apple doesn't want any more fines than it has to have. So that's my passion.
Anaya Minor.
What I believe is that technology is going to advance so much. As I said, it's self-driving cars, anything, that it not be a person in the world that can't do whatever they dream. So that's my passion. My passion is fighting towards that goal.
Ashley Coleman.
I believe in helping others. I believe in everyone having the opportunities they need to have to be successful in life. And nowadays, technology is a big part of that. That's my big goal.
Christopher O'Mealy.
My biggest passion is the fact that they are huge on knowledge sharing. The blindness community is so tight-knit. I walk around every day talking to people and I'm like, hey, do you know so-and-so? Oh, yeah, I know so-and-so. You know, everyone pretty much knows everybody through somebody, whether they know it or not. And in the blindness community, there are so many forums for sharing technology, whether it be in person, whether it be here, whether it be Apple this, something. And while in mainstream, there are ways of sharing stuff. It's not as personalized as it is in the blind community because we're so tight-knit. I enjoy sharing knowledge in the blind community because I know that it's going to get to the vast majority of them one way or another.
Daniel Aronoff.
My passion is to connect people. I feel like we're at a point in 2015 where we're very alienated from one another. Like, you can't find many groups of blind people just meeting up. You don't see as many opportunities to network or to have forums or monthly meetings of the blind, besides, of course, the big NFB, ACB kind of people. So I think my passion is to help us to go further in society and to help us find new ways of talking to each other. Because if I have a problem with my technology, like before, my jaws didn't want to come on and the Windows was restarting and trying to update, you know, if that happened to me for a long time, who do I call? Well, I call someone in the sighted world. I don't know people who are blind necessarily who know that. And so my hope is that we can have a better way so that all of us can sort of ask questions or come together because that's what I see as the future of people who are blind, is to be more interconnected.
Curtis Jackson.
My passion is seeing blind people get whatever jobs they want through accessibility and helping them learn. And maybe somebody will hear my story that didn't think they could do something, and they go, hey, if this guy done it, maybe I need to do it. Starting tomorrow, my company is doing an assistive technology camp for middle school down here in Wichita, Kansas. And basically what we do is we teach them technology. You see these kids, when they come in, they be shy. But after they get around us and realize that they can do it, then they open up. So it's just basically trying to help people and showing them that, hey, you can access this stuff and you can get whatever job you want if you're willing to take the necessary steps.
Daniel Hawkins.
My biggest passion, I think that all blind people need to embrace is technology. I think that, with technology and technology advancement is a lot more independence. Myself, before I lost my vision, I always been into cars, computers, engineering products, and things like that. So when I lost my vision, I went 2 years without being able to get on a computer. That went from I was a hardcore gamer. I built my own computers until can't do nothing. It was so frustrating and so annoying. I couldn't just get on Google and do research. So I think that's the first step to all blind people, is to get out there, communicate, and learn things on your own. And that's with technology.
Don C.
My passion, I have a variety of passions. We'll start with probably the most mundane, my college degree in history. I adore history because you cannot know where you're going until you know where you've been. Okay. And there's no other place like history to figure that out. My second greatest love are dogs. And of course, with dogs, you're advocating being a guide dog user, of course. I am always advocating for dogs, for schools, for equality, for access. And third and final, of course, would happen to be just computer access.
Derek Cleveland.
My passion is to see when you give the blind person back what they lost, to where they used to use the computer, but showing them in a different way, and see them catch on to it. That just set my heart into, I really can't explain what that does to me.
Don Shaw.
I think trying to help the community where I can and try to pass on some knowledge that I have. And I sure don't claim to know everything. I know there's a whole bunch I don't know. To me, it's just an ongoing learning process. You can always learn something new. But on the other hand, while I'm learning something new, I like to pass along the knowledge that I have.
Donna Jotin.
I think my main passions are for the kids. And my main passions are for, as we get older, we need to ensure that, legislation is there, that processes are there to protect, legitimize, and recognize our rights. It is not enough to say that those are entrenched in the Canadian Charter of Rights. You have to go a bit further. So that is my number one passion. My number two passion really is to ensure that technology is a part of the lives of our kids, of all blind Canadians. And this is why I decided very recently to sign up for the Apple certification program that you guys are offering, because I feel it's so important for us to stay with technology, keep up with technology. And, if we want to show Apple why they should continue to develop products for us, we have to support them in what they're doing.
Leo Desnet.
I see technology in all its forms as like our toolbox. And we've got to get people to find out what tools work for them so they can do something. I think what I get turned on or empowered by is sitting down with somebody who says, I've got something to do, but I can't do it, but I want to do it. So let's do that needs skills analysis. Where are you at? What do you understand of what you've got to do day to day? Have you had any experience with anything else prior to coming to me? Okay, if you've had, say, something in a Windows environment, but you want to go to the Mac side, okay, how do we help you with that transition? Are you brand new to all of this? Okay, let's understand what VoiceOver can do and not do. But let's take you through that in stages so that you're comfortable learning, and at the end of it, you come out of there with the, aha, I can do it effect. And you're ready to do that task. And maybe you want to build on other tasks. And that's what I think is really involved And you develop, as a result, that collaborative learning with that individual. You make them feel good, and you make them feel empowered, and then at the end of the day, you can sit back and say, good.
Paul Ferrara.
Well, there's a couple of things I'm very passionate about. Obviously technology, or we wouldn't be talking about this stuff, but really, as far as more general things, my passion, for one thing, is to see blind people contribute as much as they possibly can to society, whether it's through working at a job, having their own business, volunteering, teaching and educating others about blindness and the tools that we use, and also just that a blind person will make the most of the ability that they have and achieve success however they're going to define that. Not everybody is going to be a tech expert, not everybody's going to be a lawyer or have a prestigious job title or be famous, but really everybody should strive to do as much as they can with the abilities that they have and make the world better.
Roxanna Cleveland.
I think it's very important for blind people and actually sighted people to be aware that just because you have the obstacle of being blind or visually impaired, that doesn't mean that should be able to stop you in what you want to do. As far as if you want to, let's just say, go to school, for example, just because you don't have the print books accessible to you, that doesn't mean that should stop you from, achieving your goals. So, I think that it's important for people to have accessible the technology that they need to fulfill their goals.
Ryan Koch.
My passion, and this may be a little controversial for some people, but my passion is to get out of what I call the victim trap. And basically what that means is, for a long time as I was growing up, I was sheltered, quite care to become independent, self-sufficient, do anything of that nature. I just let life kind of pass me by and never gave a damn what anybody said. And of course, as you well know, reality has to set in eventually when you and so now I got out of the victim trap, or I'm mentally out of the victim trap. I can't say physically. And I saw this culture nowadays where people seem to want to slide back into it, even if they're able-bodied and they can afford to, maybe find a job, they got a car, but they don't want to work. And I do want to work. Basically, my whole philosophy right now is making amends for the years that I didn't care and actually improve myself and probably try to raise a good enough generation that would not make the same mistakes that I did. So, and I do that primarily through, I'm trying to get out of this job that I'm at right now, which is still minimum wage, and start my own business, which is primarily voiceover and imaging, branding for LPFM radio and podcasts and internet.
Okay. Here's what I would absolutely, positively, 100% suggest is get your case open back up, and we'll walk through every step on how to become an entrepreneur based on your talents and your skills. And opening up your business is absolutely something that you can do, something that you have the talent for, something you've been honing the skills for, and you can absolutely do it. And that's what this Blink reality show is all about.
Shelly Smith.
My passion is just, I want every blind person to know that even though it may be a little bit different, you can succeed. You may have to go about it a little different way. It may take you longer, but you can succeed. And in any way I can help another blind person to do that, I want to do that.
Thanks for joining us for Blink. Visit FedoraOutlier.com/Blink to weigh in with your votes and participate in crowdfunding. We'll see you right here next week. Blink, where employment becomes reality.